Crochet. How are we doing today? Oh, this time. I'm in the yarn room, so welcome to my yarn room. This is a different angle that you normally don't see. Not for any reason, I just set it up this way this time. Usually you're in the opposite corner. But I thought I would try this today and see how it works out. I know it's been a while since I've been in my yarn room with you, and I thought I'd give you a different background and actually yarn for a change. It was brought to my attention that I don't film in here very often. And honestly, it's because I'm lazy. It's on the second floor and I crochet on the first floor. So I have to, bring things up here and then take them back down, and I don't want to do that normally. I'll be honest. But it is cool to be in this room. I do enjoy it very much, and I hope you enjoy it as well. This wall here, or this shelf, it's just a bookshelf, is all variegated or marled yarn. Mostly 4-weight, because most of my 3-weight yarn is on the other wall, mixed in, variegated and not variegated. But this is all multiple colors in here. And this behind me, this is all Schitt's Creek. This right here, it's Lion Brand, I think. They started selling it $2 a skein, and they're big skeins, and it'll be a pain to pull it out, so I'm not going to. But they were $2 a skein, and I bought, I think, 6 of every color that I like. There was one color I didn't buy. I just happened to get in on the sale at the beginning when they had all the yarn and at the, $2 price. And I'm like, and I'm going to buy it because it's so inexpensive. That's how I like to buy my yarn. I mean, who doesn't, right? But it's really soft, nice yarn. I haven't ever made anything with it yet, because, I'm just looking for the right thing. Oh, hold on just one second. Oh goodness, now I have to splice it together. I don't know what the heck. But anyway, phone call interrupted. So anyway, this is the Schitt's Creek, and I've been like waiting for the right project-ish. I don't know. I think I have quantity enough of every color to like make a blanket, or at least an Afghan, not like a queen size blanket or anything. But then I have enough colors that if I wanted to integrate them into a multiple colored project, I could do that too. And normally, I don't know about you, but normally, what do you guys like? Normally, I like to have a lot of different colors in my projects. I don't know, I just like to have multiple colors, but historically. But lately, I'm like, I just want a solid. I'm thinking, I just want to make solid colors with like texture. And those are so pretty. And so the last few blankets that I've been making, I wonder, but like I'm working on, and I'll show you, a red, white, and blue blanket. They wanted a patriotic blanket. Well, I got to use 3 colors. There's no choice there. I did do the blanket for my nephew and his fiance, now wife, for their wedding. I did do a solid color blanket, and it was gorgeous. I'm just kind of like suddenly, and then you have all these cake yarns that are beautiful, and like you can't use them and not and be a solid color. That doesn't going to work. And so you want to use those, but I just keep thinking I want to make just something in one color, which I never ever except for that one blanket for her, because that's her color schemes is neutral. I think it was completely neutral. I can't remember now. I think it was all gray. So anyway, I'm like, oh, I really like that. And these would be nice for that, because I have enough of all the same color to make solid color things. So that's what this is anyway. And then this shelf is all different. Mostly I try to do my yarn by weight and color and make, like who the main, so that all the latte cakes are together, all the skinny cakes are together, all the big twist, big value are together. Oh goodness, there goes that daggone phone again. Anyway, I like to do it so that, all the same weight, all the same color, all the same manufacturer are together. But it's first by weight, then by color, then by manufacturer. But this is all Schitt's Creek, all by the same weight, all in the multiple colors, all in one spot. So, like, I have a lot of all the same kind of yarn here. So this yarn, it's a fuzzy yarn. What the heck? I can't think of the name brand manufacturer of this. But it's like all the same texture yarn. This is yarn I got years ago from when my discount store was selling it. And you get like these two skeins for like $2 or something, $1.29 or something. This yarn. So all of this kind of yarn, like this universal, this is Hobie, landscapes, all that kind of stuff is all over here. So if you see something, everything over here tends to be grouped by the type of yarn that it is. So if I wanted to make something, I know I have all of that right there. So if I want to make a sweater and I know I want to use landscapes, I can look and see, I have 3 of this, 4 of that, 8 of that, and, colorway, and then I know what I can afford with what I have to work with. Did that make any sense whatsoever? Anyway, that's how the yarn works up in this corner of the room. Oh, and directly behind me, which if I move, you may be able to see, yep, right there. That is all, it's like the latte cake. This one is the Colorama, and it fell apart in transit, but this is the, Colorama Halo, and then they're all purple and white latte cakes, except for a bag of yarn that I have in there, all packed. I was collecting yarns from AC Moore when I first started crocheting, and I didn't know that like one skein of yarn isn't making much, let alone the little skeins. They had these little tiny skeins this big, and they would sell them for $1. And every time I would go in there, I would buy $10 of this combination of colors that I wanted to make a blanket out of. And they were peaches, peach to white. And so I have a bag full of them that's got the blanket in my head. And just, how long's AC Moore been closed now? But I think I have blanket quantity in that. It's a vacuum seal bag. And they've been in there for a while. And one day I'll get to it. That's how all this yarn is, right? One day you'll get the project done. One day you'll find the right project for that yarn. And in the meantime, it can be very inspirational in here and a great deal of fun. And I should film in here more often. But like I said, I'm really just kind of lazy about it. I have a tripod in here ready to, go anytime I get the gumption to bring my work up here. That's the whole thing. Next month, I'm having knee surgery. I'm having the first of my knees replaced. And getting up and down the steps is probably going to be a problem. I will be in the recovery room down the hall, so maybe I'll film in here and I'll venture to walk over the 10 steps to this room as I'm practicing and film in here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Probably I'll be working in that room because that's where I'll be recovering, and because doing the stairs isn't going to be a fun thing at the beginning. So maybe I'll do more filming here next month. But anyway, enough of that. What did I have for this video? First of all, I did go to the store. I went to that Mark store that I was telling you about. They always have odds and ends. It's like it's groceries and a closeout store, discount store. And they had these cotton ropes. They were 2 for 99 cents. No, I'm sorry. They were 99 cents each. It's 50 grams of yarn, and they're marled. I want the navy blue and white. And I thought thin, like a 4-weight yarn would be. It's cotton, and I wanted to see what I felt was the difference between that and like this. This is thicker. This is sugar wheel cotton. This is thicker. It is softer than this rope, but when I was in the store, I'm like, I bet this is wound tighter too, so it would make it feel not as soft as what it might be unwound. But I thought, I bet you could crochet a market bag out of that. And being that it is a sturdier yarn even than this, but it is 100% cotton, or at least it says it's cotton rope, so I'm assuming it's 100% cotton. It doesn't really say. It's made in China. Anyway, I thought, I want to see like size-wise. It's a little bit thinner than this, I think, let me put one down. They had it, that comes in apparently, there we go, those colors. Oh, now it's going to be blurry. There you go. They had all of those colors there, but I only like the blue and white the best. And I thought, well, I should have bought a blue one and a red one, and then I could have made a patriotic, like, patriotic looking market bag, beach bag, and given it to Amanda. But I didn't think of that at the time. But I do like the blue and white, and so I'm going to show you the difference in the thickness. It's not much of a difference, to be honest with you. I think they're pretty close, if you can see that. So I think I wanted, that was the purpose. I bought this thinking, you know, I want to try and make a market bag and see how that would work out of that rope stuff, just because I'm curious. So there's that, and I'll put those away later. So I bought that a few days ago when I was grocery shopping, and yesterday I went into Joann's, and they really didn't have much on sale. I'd like the big twist is $2.79, which is a pretty darn good price. And it was really hard for me not to want to buy all the colors. But my room is full, and we will be moving sometime over the winter. I need to pack it all up at some point. I don't need to buy more to move. Because, let's face it, I'm not going to use all this yarn before I move over the winter. At least that's the plan at this point, is that we'll be moving over the winter. We won't winter again in Ohio after this year. That's the plan, or at least northern Ohio. We're not sure where we want to go. We don't know what we're going to do, but I don't want to live with stairs anymore. And now that we're going to retire in January, we can easily move anywhere we want to go. So now it's just picking out where we want to go, you know. Anyway, that's a whole nother squirrel tangent. But I was there, and this yarn was not on sale, but I had a 40% off coupon, which is better than the sales that they run. So I bought it because I've never seen it before in this size. And you rarely find Bernat blanket yarn in a brown. Now they call this sienna. You could make a teddy bear out of it, a light teddy bear, but you rarely ever, there's no browns in the blanket yarn, solid brown. If you wanted to make a brown horse or a teddy bear or anything brown, it's really hard to find. At least I've never seen a solid other than this color. But look at the size of this ball of yarn. Are you kidding me? This is 100% polyester. It's 21.2 ounces, 600 grams. The color is sienna. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. This is, I think, the closest to just, you know, brown that you're going to get with this. It's 431 yards. Normally, these, you know, the big balls of blanket yarn, this is a 6-weight. Normally, they're 220 yards or smaller. But this one, 431 yards. It is like the super duper. It is the mega blanket yarn on steroids. And I thought, with my 40% off coupon, I paid, with taxes, everything, I paid $15 out the door. And she tried to be able to give me a $5 off 10. It didn't work. wouldn't let you use both coupons on the same one product. I think if I had had other items, maybe that would have worked, but this was the only thing I wanted to buy. And I specifically am like, I'm jumping on it with my 40% off because it was $24 regular price. But for the Ammies, I thought this is fabulous. I totally love it. And it's as dark as it gets. I would like a more chocolate brown Bernat, just so you know. A more chocolate brown would be really, really nice for amigurumis. But I'm going to take what I can get, and I got it while I could. So I'm happy about that, but it's like double the size, and I like it. So speaking of blanket yarn, we're going to segue into this. I have started a test pattern, and it is an amigurumi. I can't show you everything because the pattern isn't released. It's still in testing form. But I just wanted to show you this. The pattern is supposed to be made in a worsted weight. But I thought I want to do it in blanket yarn because I love the stuffies in blanket yarn. They're so soft and squishy. In this pattern, you have to make some circles out of, I'm choosing white yarn. And so I made the first circle. This is part of the face. I'm like, what? Then I made it in worsted weight yarn. Isn't that hysterical? I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, okay, we're just going to go to the worsted weight yarn because when it was that big, I thought this doggone thing won't even fit in my house. So if I made it correctly, it's like mega huge. And I said, nope. You will get the gist of how I'm going to leave that in there in my bag. When I'm done with the project and it's released, I will show you what part that's supposed to be and show you, then you'll be able to get a big gist of what the size difference would be. I was really, really shocked at how big that was. Maybe I made it wrong. Maybe I added a row and don't realize it or something, but I was like, wow, that's super duper huge. So I'm not going to make it that big. It won't fit in the house. The other thing that I've been working on, and not real diligently since the last video, but I did work on it, and I didn't show you in my last video, so I'm going to show you now. This is the red, white, and blue blanket I talked about before. So this is the one end, and this was a pattern by Bee Hooked, and it was her Warm Up America blanket from 2019. She did the pattern for it. I love this. I have made this blanket before. I actually made it a couple of times. I have one that I've already made that I kept for myself, and I gave one to my brother-in-law, and he served in the armed forces. So this is what it's looking like now. If you have been around for a while, you probably saw when I did that tutorial with Hobie, and I used the like salt and cake ones, twister cakes, which is a 2 fine yarn, and I made that beach cover up top that was long, and the waves of the beach and all that. This is the stitch I used, and this is where I got it from. So this is the skirting on that cover up, and then you end it with another row of navy blue at the bottom, another section like this as a border, and if you want to, you put it down the sides, which I will do. I will add, several rows of the blue all the way around so it borders all the way around. Now, excuse me. Her blanket was not as wide. The tutorial is not as wide. I'm making this wider. Hers was more like a lapgan size, and I want this to be more Afghan size, so I did add to the pattern width, and then I'll make it, you just keep adding, switching every 3 rows, or, well, it's actually 6 because you've got a row in between. So you do these long stitches, and you make them, the first one you skip 4, and you do your long stitch. It's a 7, it's like a double crochet times 7. You yarn over 7 times. So you do that long stitch here, and you skip 4 and go into that one, and then the next one and the next one for 4. And then you go back to make it do that wave looking thing. So then you go back to the 4 that you skipped, and on the first set you go behind, on the next set you go in front when you go back to the... It's not hard to do. It looks like it is, but it's really easy. It takes me about an hour if I'm chatting and crocheting or watching TV and crocheting and not like real diligent. I'm not that fast of a crocheter. Particularly when you have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's not like just a double crochet where you have to count how many times you go around that. So that does take takes me, like, I have to actually think about it because I have to actually count every single stitch. But it kind of goes fast because you get a big stitch each row, you know, but then in between the long stitches, there's a row of single crochet to stabilize, and then you go back to the long stitches again. So the long stitch row takes a while, but you get a big depth on your project. Like, oh, look how much bigger it grew just from one row. But that row takes about an hour because, you know, you're counting, and it is what it is. I enjoy the stitch. And I enjoy when I get done with that row and it's like, yay, it's so much bigger. I feel like when you're doing it, you feel like you're not making any progress until you hold it up and you're like, oh, I grew 2 inches, you know, so that's not so bad. And I do enjoy doing that. Let's see, what else do I have? That's it. I think that's about it. That's about it as far as personal, what's going on. A personal crochet. We will be starting and getting Boggy Creek. We had a little meeting last night. We got some changes going on this year that I think are going to be fun and exciting. Look forward to more videos. We do have upcoming things happening, and I'm not going to let the secrets out of the bag. Not that they're huge secrets or anything, but we're gonna talk about it together, and I'm excited to do that. So keep an eye out for upcoming. We're gonna go live, and I'm not quite sure where. I'm not quite sure when, but we're gonna do that. And maybe by the time this comes out, you've already done that. I don't think so. I think I get this out today. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, doing all the things that we like to do, all the things that YouTube expects of us. I appreciate that very much. It helps my channel. Thanks for sticking around. I know I've been kind of absent a lot this month, but really I haven't. There's just been not a lot of crocheting happening, sadly. And it's my own fault. I kind of lost some crojo there for a couple of weeks. Now I'm trying to get back into it. We were on vacation, and I definitely normally crochet on vacation, but I did not do vacation crochet this past vacation. Really strange, I know. But I did. I just didn't have time. You know what? I kind of lost the crojo. Like I said, I just didn't really want to. So anyway, that's enough of that because I'm getting the crojo back. And so that's good news. And hopefully I'll just pick up the pace a little bit and get some stuff done. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next video or the next live because that's going to be happening soon with the Boggy Creek. If you're not familiar with Boggy Creek, hashtag Boggy Creek, and you'll find a lot of stuff. But it is a camp in Florida where they take in chronically ill children for a week. They have medical staff there for them. It is a life-changing experience to see what goes on there. Lynette said it very well when I was talking with her yesterday. It is a or on her video she said that. It is a life-changing experience to see what happens there. They do have videos. You can see for yourself. I have videos. Lynette has videos. Nancy has videos. Billy, Nancy from She's Got Yarn. Lynette is from Nina's Next Knots. Billy the Crafty Floridian. She has videos. Lynette and Billy are collecting squares. Watch them. They'll tell you what they want. I'm not getting into that. They want specific kind of fun things. I know I was talking with Lynn. Billy is doing holiday themed blankets, so see what she is looking for. Doesn't take much to make a couple of squares and send it to her. Lynanne is collecting fun squares. She did this whole, oh man, she got herself in so over her head last year with send me your squares, send me your squares, and people were sending her like 200 squares, and she's got a room full of squares that she's putting together into blankets. And now she's got, she said she's got a lot of dark colors, and these blankets are for kids, like 17 and under. And so at first, when we first started collecting, we were like, just send us blankets. Now, it's not that we're picky. We'll take the blankets. They have to be 35 to 40 wide, 40 to 50 long, or a 40-inch circle or square does the trick. Knitted or crocheted. And it's not that we are picky. We're not at all. I mean, the size has to fit their parameters, but we'll take, just, if you want to do a solid white blanket, we'll take it. But, or a solid black blanket or whatever. But, the first year we didn't really know what we weren't gearing it or trying to gear it towards our audience, I guess is the way to put it. These are kids. So we're kind of thinking, and they're sick kids. So now we're kind of thinking, oh, they should probably be, let's do happy blankets, happy colors, gender neutral, boy colors, girl colors, doesn't matter. But we've learned, the kids tend to go for the colorful blankets. So Lynanne saying she's got lots of like neutral colors or darker colors of squares left. So she needs brighter things to intermingle the darker ones with. So that's, I think, kind of what she's hoping for. She'll take any of them. Don't get me wrong. As long as they meet her color or her size parameters, and her quantities, whatever you see. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're picking out your scrap yarn to make a few squares, go for the brighter, more cheerful colors versus black or brown, or you know what I mean. Not that those aren't good to mix in, don't get me wrong, but these are for kids. So we're trying Shannon from She's Got Yarn, from, oh goodness, Shannon, what is her channel? It just escaped me. I almost gave her Nancy's name, but that's not. I'm sure you know Shannon. I will link all these people in the description box below. She does the most creative little squares and sends them on with animals on them or smiley faces. Or I did a smiley face blanket last year, circles to a square, and then put some random smiley faces all over. It was very fun. Sorry about that, interrupted again. So anyway, I was saying that, circles to squares and just surface crocheted smiley faces on them, and different kinds of, like a wiggly mouth and a winking eye, and just look at your emojis and your text and say, oh, I can do that one. And then randomly crocheted those on squares, or it was cute. And maybe I'll do that again, because I have been lacking in the crochet for Boggy Creek, sorry to say. So anyway, the kickoff is coming for Boggy Creek, so keep an eye out for that. We will be starting the collections as of, I talked to Nancy yesterday, and she said they can start sending them in whenever they want to, so that she starts getting them in August. So if you have some that you've been holding on to, you can get those in the mail to Nancy. Her address will be in the description box also. So that's enough of that, but look forward to the kickoffs, and thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, all the things, all those things, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.